Okay, so the next part of our angles journey is to look at angles in polygons. So looking at interior angles, exterior angles, the sum of the angles in a polygon, and various definitions. So a polygon is a multi-sided shape made up of straight sides. Now the word polygon comes from the idea of many. Poly means many and gon means angles. You probably know the names of most of these polygons. So just have a think, pause the video and see if you can name these, and then I'm going to show you the answers. The answer for four-sided shape is a quadrilateral, so probably you already have that here. See what else you can name. So three-sided shape is a triangle, four-sided shape is quadrilateral, five-sided is pentagon, six sides is a hexagon, seven sides, there's two words that we can use, either a heptagon or a septagon. Eight sides is an octagon, 9 sides is a nonagon, and then 10 sides decagon. So I'm going to show you the other ones that we have here. You might be interested in how we name shapes with more sides. You can pause the video and have a look at those. You probably don't need to know anything beyond 10 sides in terms of naming, but there is a convention in terms of how to name these. Okay, so in terms of shapes, let's have a look at polygons in a bit more detail. So key ideas, we know that polygon means many angle. A vertex is where the edges of a shape meet. So we usually use the word corner as a kind of loose language, but strictly we should be talking about vertices. And the edges are just the straight lines. So for example here, a vertex would be the thing that I've circled. All of these are vertices, it's plural. And the edges are the green lines that I'm just highlighting here. So these edges and vertices are important. So there's different types of polygons you can get. A regular polygon is one where all of the sides are equal length and all of the interior angles are equal. So we haven't looked at interior angles, but you're going to find out it's these angles here. And you can kind of see from the shape that they are going to match. And the same thing for this hexagon here. This is a regular hexagon. And then the shape here is a regular pentagon with 5 sides. You can also see that the sides are the same length. And there's a special way to label this, is you can either do a dash on each of these, or you can just say in words it's a regular shape. So both of those are valid. Sometimes regular shapes do not have the dashes, it just says in the question it's a regular shape. Obviously you get irregular polygons, and these are ones where the lengths are not matching. They may have, by chance, a couple of sides that are the same length, but generally all the lengths are different, and the interior angles are also inconsistent, so they're not all the same. And we're going to look at how we can work these out as well in this video. So you can see I'm highlighting the interior angles here. The other type of polygons you can get is complex ones where the sides cross over each other. This is not something that you will come across even at GCSE, even at A-level. It's just, you should know that, yeah, you can draw shapes like this, but generally speaking, they're not very useful for questions. So you will absolutely not get questions to do with complex polygons. You're only going to get regular and irregular polygons. So we were talking about interior angles, and I kind of briefly alluded to that. The other thing that we're going to look at is exterior angles. So have a look at both of these and decide what the difference is between these two, and then I'm going to go into these in a bit more detail. Okay, so you may have noticed that each of these edges, when you extend the line, it forms an angle. If you extend the line here, it forms an angle here, the red angle you can see. You extend the line, start from one vertex, go to another vertex, start from one vertex, go to another vertex. And if you go in the same direction, you end up with these exterior angles. These are called exactly that, exterior angles. Now you might decide to go in the opposite direction. So for example, here I've gone in this direction. You may decide to go in the opposite direction, in which case the exterior angles are the other ones. And I'm going to show you an animation on this later on, but you should just be aware exterior angles are found out this way. So just an example from a plane shape. If I want to work out the clockwise exterior angles, I can pick a vertex and then I'm going to go clockwise. Now clockwise is this way. So I'm going to just drag the line out. There's an exterior angle. Drag this line out, exterior angle. Drag this out, exterior angle. And you can see I'm going to label all of these exterior angles in the clockwise direction. Now if you were to do the same thing in the opposite direction, I'm going to start here and this time we're going to go anti-clockwise. So go along and there's my angle, go along, go into the shape, along, towards the shape, along, towards the shape, along, towards the shape, and then all of the angles here I've labeled are the anti-clockwise exterior angles. You should never ever mix these up. Exterior angles are either all clockwise or all anti-clockwise, and the way you decide will just depend on the questions. So there's a few practice questions for you to try. For these shapes on the screen, see if you can label the exterior angles. So copy them out, and you can go in two directions. That's why the shapes are shown here twice. Pause the video and have a go, and then I'm going to show you briefly the answers. Okay, here come the answers. So I've done these already, and you can see it looks a bit messy, but the angles we want to label are these ones here in red. So this is anti-clockwise, these are the clockwise, and then here we've got anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise, these angles here, clockwise, and then the same for this last shape. So just be careful about how you label these, because you're going to need to be able to decide which direction to go and which angles we want to work out. And there's special properties that these angles have that we're going to look at later on in the video. But if we just pause it now, and I just want to show you the interior angle is the angle inside the shape. The exterior angle is the angle outside of the shape when you continue each edge with a straight line. So I should say edge once with a straight line. All exterior angles must be either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So we're going to continue looking at this in the next video. I'll see you in that one.